All right, so welcome you guys to our call this week. It's April 19th already, which is crazy. But again, as a quick reminder, this is the month that has literally the best deal of all time. So definitely share that with people. If you know anyone who's looking to get healthy, like this is the time to be reaching out and just telling them how, they can have access to these professional, like renowned programs for a whole year, plus 30 meals, plus nutrition. Like there's like this all access challenge pack right now at $160 just blows me away. So definitely share that with people. I hope they do this again, but I don't know if they're going to. So anywho, what I wanted to talk about tonight was a couple things. I just kind of want to update you guys. Actually, you know what? All three of you know what's going on with me right now, so I may skip that. Maybe I'll do that another time. So, never mind. Let's get right into then what I want to talk about. So I was a part of a Diamond Dash with Patrick Railman. I don't know how to say his name. It's terrible. Raina Odell, Amy Silverman, Megan Eagleston, Keith Callahan, and oh crap, I'm forgetting somebody. I don't know. I think I'm forgetting someone. But anyway, and a lot of the stuff that they shared was amazing. I did record myself watching their videos and I shared them in our page. So definitely watch them. They're long because I literally went from like one video to the next of the same person. So like they're pretty long videos, but I couldn't help but want to share what they said. And I mean, I could do my best to, take notes and share it, but it's not the same as you listening to them. But there are some things that Pat was talking about that I absolutely loved and I wanted to share with you guys. So I don't know if you saw the quick rant that he had that I copied and pasted in our page because I think it's so true. He's someone who, it's funny because a lot of his story kind of relates to me actually, and not a lot of it, but this part, the part where he kept telling himself every year, like, I'm going to go all in, but then he was on and off, like going hard, pulling back, kind of like half-assing it basically, but telling himself like he's doing a lot of work, but knowing that it really wasn't. And he did that for 4 years. And year after year, he kept seeing other people who the year prior had been exactly where he was, but then the following year, they were like doing a lot better. And I'm not saying that we need to compare ourselves to anyone, but my point is, as soon as he finally decided, screw it, I'm going to do it. I'm going all in. And he did. And he actually did the things that he knew he was supposed to do every single day and poured his whole heart into this. And he's someone that I would highly recommend following because he's so like, what's the word? Like he's real. Like, you can tell that he's in this for the right reasons. And like, some people, I don't know, he's just one of those people that you can just tell. And like Liz Hartke is another one. And you guys all are. But just to like give yourself examples of, when you can tell that a coach truly wants to help people. But yeah, he went all in. And I can't remember how many years ago it was that he went all in. So it's been, I believe, a couple years since then. I think he's been a coach for like 6 or 7 years. So it was a couple of years. But like either yesterday or the day before, Beachbody reached out to him and told him that he is now a member of the Million Club. And what that means is since he started as a coach up until now, he's cumulatively, I do not know how to say that word right. He's, I think you know what I mean, but he's collectively made $1 million or surpassed it. Am I saying that right? Does that make sense? So like not last year, but like combined has made over $1 million now. So he's now in the Million Club, which is incredible. And apparently he made like $350K last year, which blows my mind. But anyways, my point again is that the decision is yours and yours alone of whether or not you're going to do the work that you know you need to do to get to where you want to be. And where you want to be can be different than anyone else. Like, you don't have to want to be in the Million Club. You don't have to want to be, making a lot of money. You can do this as a hobby. You can do this to make $500 or $1,000 a week or a month. Like, whatever your goal is your goal. But I'm sure, as you learn more about this business and as you do it more, you'll figure out what you need to do in order to get to whatever it is your goal is. Does that make sense? I just thought that was really crazy. But he had some really cool things to talk about. And one of them was hashtag escalator mindset. So when he said he was kind of like, he used the term shithead, but you know what I mean? Like, he's like a little shit, like growing up, like he was a guy, they like messed around. And he used to run up an escalator backwards. So like he would try to go up the down escalator, basically. And he actually figured out, like, made an analogy with this business about doing that. So, you start off in the business, you're super excited, you're, starting to walk up the escalator that's going the wrong way, but you have a lot of momentum, you're excited, and you're going. So you kind of start to make your way up the escalator, even though it's still, pulling you down. And you move up based on the amount of activity that you're doing, and things around you are going to try to bring you down, which is normal. It's a normal part of this business. Not everyone's going to support you. Not everyone's going to agree with you. Not everyone's going to want to join you. You're going to get positive and negative feedback, and you're going to have days when you're doing good and days when you're not doing so good. And that kind of determines where you are on the escalator. So, but if you are the type of person who decides to stay consistent, to keep doing your daily activities no matter what, every single day, you are going to stay on that escalator, and you might not feel like you're getting much traction, but eventually you're going to get to a point where you've made it to the top. Does that make sense? But if you allow yourself to give up or to slow down your activities, or like maybe you're having a month where nobody is saying yes to you, and you slow down the amount of messages you're sending out or the amount that you're posting, or maybe you slow down and you're not like working on your own health and fitness journey because you're letting things get to you, or you're feeling frustrated, or you're down on yourself, like all those things that happen as being an entrepreneur, like that's a part of it. This is going to happen. But if you let moments like that slow you down and help, and if you let it pull you away from the activities you need to do every day, then what's going to happen? Wherever you were on that escalator, you're going to just fall right down to the bottom again. You're going to lose credibility with the people who have been watching you. Because if you think about it, if you're consistently, posting that you're getting your workouts in, like sharing positive things or sharing hard things, but like if you're constantly showing people that you're doing this business and you're excited about it and it's changing your life, but all of a sudden you stop posting or you stop sharing about it, all of the people who wanted you to fail or were hoping you would fail or expected you to fail are going to be sitting there and because they're watching you, and they're going to be like, yep, I knew it. And you lose credibility when that happens. So if you stay consistent no matter what's going on around you, at least with your own personal journey, if anything, but the vital behaviors is basically what I'm getting at. If no matter what, you are doing your vital behaviors every single day, the people who are watching you are going to come around. You're going to gain momentum. You're going to push past any plateaus that you hit. You're going to come out stronger on the other side. And that is how you're going to be successful in this business, as long as you stay consistent, because that's what's going to keep you on that escalator. And it's slowly, gradually going to have you going higher and higher until well, quite honestly, there's never a time where you like stop or slow down, but it's going to get easier, if that makes sense. So I love the idea of the escalator mindset. And basically he was like, you know, so many people overcomplicate what we have to do every single day, but it's just like having conversations with people, inviting them to join you on your journey, like, you know, reaching out to someone and say, hey, I have this group coming up. I thought of you. You know, it'd be really fun if we could do this together. Like, what do you say? You want to hop on in my group and, you know, let's like get fit for summer together, or like something silly like that. And there's a lot of scripts that I have that I'm kind of trying to put together so that they make sense, but I'm going to share them with you guys. But you know, it's simple, and doing your own workouts and drinking your shake every day and just sharing your journey, reading personal development, recognizing your coaches or your challengers for doing a good job and stuff like that. Like, if you stay consistent with that stuff, you're gonna gain momentum and you're gonna have success no matter what. But you know, this business can sometimes feel like there's peaks and valleys. Like, even though you're consistently doing these activities, there are going to be times when you feel awesome and people are saying yes to you and you're helping more people. And then there are going to be times when you're doing the exact same amount of work, but it feels like you're failing over and over and over. It's not that you're failing. It's just that it's not you. It's just the name of the game, basically. So making sure that you push through those times and you keep up with your consistency. And just know that you can reach out to our team or to me or to your upline or whoever you feel comfortable reaching out to, and tell them if you're having a hard time or you're feeling like you're in a slump or you're feeling like, I just can't, like, I lost my mojo. Like, how do I get it back? Like, that's what our team is for. Reach out. Don't be in that moment yourself. Let us know about it. Let us help you. And personal development literally is the best thing you can do for yourself when you're feeling like, when you're having low times. Like, read some PD to lift you up, to get you out of that funk, and to just get you to keep going. And bringing back in Haley's gangster rap connections, like, find a jam that like gets you pumped up and excited and feeling confident. Put that music on, have a little dance party if you need to, and message people again. And it doesn't have to be about the business. Just talk to people, get good relationships, and you'll get right back into it. But you know, let us know if you're struggling. That's what we're here for. You can share it in the page. You can message me or whoever you feel comfortable messaging, talk to them, but you're never alone in this. It's all part of the game. It's just a matter of getting that strong skin on you that's going to help you push through times like that and keep doing what you know you need to be doing. So that is about the escalator mindset. And he talked about some reasons why people live on the escalator versus people who don't. And by living on the escalator, I mean the people who are the ones that stay consistent, who keep themselves going, who keep themselves walking up despite how hard it gets, versus the people who stop and then fall back down to the bottom, okay? So the ones who stay on there who keep going are the ones who have a strong why, or like a why list that they have written out, that they can see or that they look at frequently. And your why list can be different. Like, a lot of times when people talk about what your why is, people will say your why makes you cry and like this, that, and the other thing. Like, it's got to be emotional. And if you have a why that makes you cry, that's great, but not everybody does. So your why is your why. Why are you doing this? Why do you want to help other people? Why do you want to grow a business? Why do you want, or what do you want, and why do you want it? Because again, everyone's why is going to be different. Like, I want a lot out of this business. So my why has financial goals on it. It has family goals. It has like all kinds of things that I personally want. And it can be, you know, things like, I want to be able to travel freely. I want to be home when I have my kids. I want to retire my parents early. Like, you know, things that when I think about those, if I look at that list every day and I think about that, it's going to motivate me on the days I don't want to do this to do it anyway. So your why list, make it something, you know, write down things that you want that you know you can achieve if you stay consistent with this, and things that are going to keep you going when the times get tough. So people who have a why list things that they want to have, but they can't have right now, but that they can get if they stay consistent. And then that is your fuel. That's your fuel that will keep you going. And then the second thing is belief. So you have to have not only belief in yourself that you can be successful at this, but you have to have such a strong belief that if you stay consistent with the vital behaviors and with your daily activities, that you are going to get all of the things that you have on your why list. If you don't believe that, then you're not going to do the things you need to do to get there, because you're going to, even if it's like this small part of your brain that's like, I don't know if I can do this, that's going to hold you back. Which is why you want to make your why list, and you want to look at it often, and you want to literally tell yourself, I believe that if I do these activities, I'm going to get this someday. And if you don't believe it right now, keep telling yourself that you believe it, because over time, you're going to start to be like, all right, like I am going to do this. Like I am going to get this stuff. Like I'm going to do these activities because I want this. And you're going to get more and more belief, because it's not something that we all have necessarily right in the beginning, but it's something that you can grow and you can get. And then surround yourself with people who have the belief that you're looking for. Like if you're in a place where you're not sure, or you're feeling like you're lacking confidence in yourself or belief in yourself, reach out to people that you know have that belief and talk to them about it and let them help you feel it again. Because it's something that kind of like this business, it kind of comes and goes for some people, not everyone. But if you're feeling like that belief is kind of like flying away from you, reach out to someone and let them help you grab it and bring it back, because you are all more than capable of having whatever success you want with this. But if you don't believe that, it's going to affect the way that you do your activities and your consistency, and you don't want that to happen. What else? So the other thing that he said, oh, hang on. Sorry, my writing is so bad because I was like, I'm trying to take notes fast. Oh, hi.
Hi.
All right, okay. Oh, okay, so then he asked, so having a strong why, believing that the vital behaviors are going to get you there, and your consistency, and then writing down, okay, so we all have struggles or obstacles that we feel are holding us back. It's different for everyone, but if you have like a fear or something that you're struggling with, or an obstacle that you're having a hard time overcoming when it comes to doing your vital behaviors or doing any part of this business, I want you to tell me privately if you want to, or like share it in the page. But if whatever those struggles or obstacles that you feel are holding you back, write them down on one side of a piece of paper. So list everything that you feel you're afraid of, that you feel you're not good enough at, that you feel you're struggling with, that you feel is preventing you from having success. Write those all down on the left side of a piece of paper. And then on the right side, I want you to then reverse that and tell yourself why you can overcome that. Or I'm trying to think if there's like an example. Like if you're afraid to like invite someone, then on the left side say like you're afraid of inviting, and then on the right side say, what's the worst that could happen? They say no. Okay, that's not that bad. Ask them anyways. Do you know what I mean? So like find a way to accept and acknowledge all of your fears and the obstacles and the things that are holding you back. But then on the other side, find a way to overcome it. Walk yourself through it. Think about the worst thing that's going to happen if you try it, which isn't going to be as bad, and get yourself to do it anyways. Because more often than not, sure, there are going to be times when people still are going to say no to you, or no thanks, or like I'm all set, or whatever it is, or maybe a post that you share isn't going to get a lot of likes or something, but do it anyways, because it's practice. It's going to get you to grow and to be better. And again, it's not necessarily you. It could be that the other person's just not ready yet, and that has nothing to do with you. The fact is that you reached out to them, you gave them a chance to, work with you to change their life. They may not be ready yet, but when they are ready, who they're going to think about is you, because you asked them, because you talked to them, because you cared about them, because you brought it up to them. So maybe they'll say no right now. Maybe they don't want to join you right now, but they're going to be thinking of you now because you did ask them. And a no isn't that, it's not horrible. Or even if someone defriends you, they're not your people. That's all you got to say. That's not my person. They're not my people. They're not my tribe. It's okay. Don't take it personally. That can be hard. It's taken me a while to kind of build up that muscle, I guess, to not take things personally, but you'll get there. So just think of things that way, okay? What else do I want to tell you? Oh, and he also talked about 5 simple skills. So this is something that I kind of want to start doing with all of you guys. And I encourage you to do this with your coaches as you bring them on and start, training them or getting them into the business. So the 5 simple skills, if you can be a 10 or I guess an 8, 9, or 10 in all of these 5 skills, then you will be a successful coach. Ideally, you want to be a 10 in all of them, meaning rating yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. And here are the 5 skills. So number 1 is sharing on social media. Number 2 is finding and forming. And I'll put this all on the page too. Number 3 is inviting and follow-up. Number 4 is giving an amazing experience. And number 5 is introducing the coaching opportunity. So if you can rate yourself as an 8 or above, and ideally as a 10 out of 10 in all 5 of those categories, you will without a doubt have success in this business. But right now, what are your ratings? So I want you to think about, and I'm going to post this in our page, and you don't have to write it in the comments if you don't want to. You can just reach out to me or write it down for yourself. But I want you guys to really think about how you would rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being, the low side and 10 being you're a badass at it. What would you rate yourself in all 5 of those categories? And some of you, are new to this whole coaching thing. So it's okay if your ratings aren't high because you're still learning. So that's normal. That's to be expected. But what we're going to do is work on getting your ratings higher. Okay? So number 1, sharing on social media. So you have to be consistently sharing your journey on social media, no matter what. Being consistent with posting that you're, getting your workouts in every day or however many days a week your program tells you to. But when you share things like this, leave some mystery in it. So I don't know if all of you guys saw the post I did, I think yesterday, about social media tips that I put in our page. And I said, oh shit, I just lost my train of thought. Oh my God, what was I going to say? But sharing on social media. Oh, sorry, brain fart. You don't necessarily want to constantly be saying did 21 day fix today, or I did my size workout, or I did PIO. Leave the name out, because it leaves a little intrigue or mysteries for people who are watching you. So say things like, I sweat my butt off today doing a 30-minute workout at home, or an at-home workout, or in my basement, or use words like that, or from my computer. I did a workout from my computer, or today, the weather here is getting nicer, so I'm hoping to start working out outside. So, I can say I did my workout, my 30-minute workout on my deck, or at the park, or on the beach, or wherever. But don't say what it is, because it's going to make people be like, ooh, 30-minute workout? in her basement or outside, or like, you know what I mean? It's going to spark a little like, oh, I wonder what she's talking about. And that might get someone to ask you or to comment on that. And same thing with your Shakeology. You know, don't post the bag of Shakeology, or don't share like the shaker cup that has the word Shakeology on it. Like, put it in a mason jar, or like call it like my superfood packed shake. Or, you know, I had my my shake today that gave me the benefits of like this ingredient or whatever. Like let's think of an example. I don't know, like anti-inflammatory, like, I don't know, like say something that's an ingredient and what it does versus naming the Shakeology, because number one, like I said, it's going to create curiosity, and hopefully people will either pay more attention to you or want to reach out and ask you what it is. But in all honesty, if you think about it, social media right now is saturated with people who are doing all kinds of MLM businesses. There's LuLaRoe, there's Rodan and Fields, there are new like makeup ones, there's these wraps, there's so many businesses that people are doing right now, which is great. Like, we're doing that. So, I mean, I'm not dissing them at all. But a lot of the people who aren't doing them and who are seeing all of that have this automatic red flag that goes up as soon as they see anything that's associated with them. So they might not even read whatever the heck you had to say if they see your Shakeology, or if they see that you said 21-day fix, or like anything like that. Some people still will, because not everyone's like that. But a lot of people, it's just going to raise this red flag, and they're going to be like, ugh, another coach, or ugh, another Rodan and Fields person. Like I even find myself doing it sometimes. I'm like, oh my God, why? Get off my newsfeed. And I'm like, shit, I can't be doing that, because I don't want people doing that with me. So, but this is a lesson learned. Like, don't share stuff like that. Sure, every once in a while you want to talk about it, because you want people to know that you're doing this and to know that they can come to you. But there's just strategic ways to do it where it won't kind of turn people away. And I hope I'm making sense when I say that. And if you're ever unsure about something, share it in our page first. Be like, guys, what do you think about this? Or, you know, reach out to any one of us and say, like, is this okay? Or like, would you change this? Or is this how you would say it? You know, things like that. Because social media is kind of one of those things that you learn as you go. So you're gonna, like, when I first started as a coach, oh dear God, I don't even know how I got anyone to buy anything from me. I was awful. I was like, T25 is on sale this month. Buy it from me. Like, let me know if you want it. And I like would share the link in my posts. Oh my God, it was so bad. Don't ever do that. But I've learned a lot. But like I said, we all, like, the only way to really learn and grow is to do, and you learn the things that work for you and you learn the things that don't. And also by like people explaining to you and telling you what to do, what not to do, all that good stuff. So anyway, but being consistent with it is super important, because people, like I said, there are going to be people who are going to fully support you, or who are going to be excited for you, who are going to want to join you. But then there are going to be skeptical people who want you to fail, because in their minds, they're afraid to do it. And they don't want anyone else to be successful, because then it justifies to them why they're not doing it. Does that make sense? Like, because this is how I used to think. I used to like in my head, like talk down about people who like were super healthy, who like always went to the gym, and who always like brought their food in. Like, I used to tell myself like their lives must be so boring because they don't get to eat anything fun, or like they must never be able to go out. Like, I made up all this shit in my head to make myself feel better for the fact that I wasn't doing it. So there are people like that. So they want to see you fail. But if you show up every day, if you're consistent, if you're constantly saying how much you love what you're doing, and like inviting people to join you, sharing the good times, the hard times, sharing that you're struggling too. If you stay consistent with that, those people who are kind of like how I was are gonna start to realize like, well, wow, she's like really still doing that, and she's actually kind of looking really good right now, and she looks really happy, and like, I don't know, maybe I will reach out to her, or maybe I will like start doing something else myself, or like, you know what I mean? You'll start inspiring those people, or you won't, and those aren't your people. So that's the deal with that. But consistency is key. So sharing your story, just sharing you on social media and doing it often so that you're like in people's news feeds. And then finding and forming. So finding refers to adding new people to your friends list every single day. So I actually didn't know this, but you know how when you're scrolling through Facebook and occasionally you'll see like a suggested friends list? Apparently, that suggested friends list is there because Facebook is connecting you with people who you have mutual friends with. So that can be useful, but always look at your mutual friends first. And if you see that, you know, they're friends with another person that you know is a coach, I personally don't even friend them, because you never know if that person is in conversation with them, and I just don't want to ever like step on anyone's toes. That's how I do it. So I always look at the mutual friends, and if I see someone in there that I know is a coach, I won't friend that person, because I don't want to. That's fine with me. But another way to look for friends too is if you have your friends on Facebook, go to their friends list. And I do like to try and friend people who I have some mutual friends with, so I don't look like a total creep. Because, you know, if you get a friend request from someone and you're like, who are you? And we don't even have any mutual friends, like, no, I don't want to be your friend. So, you know, you want some mutual friends, but, you know, just check and make sure that they're not friends with another coach. And you should be adding anywhere from 5 to 10 new friends a day on Facebook. So make that one of the things that you have on your list, to just send a couple friend requests. Not everyone's going to accept them. So that's why you want to do 5 to 10, because you may only get like 2 to 5-ish, you know, or more who accept it. And that just grows your market. Like that just makes it so you're going to be visible to more people eventually. And don't just friend request anybody. You know, look at their profile, like look at them. Are they someone that you feel like you could connect with? Because you don't want to be friending people like recently I haven't been friending guys anymore, because I don't connect with, like, I don't know. I like girls better. Not in, you know what I mean? Like, I want to be friends with girls, not guys. So I haven't been friend requesting guys. I've just been looking at people and I'm like, oh, she's a nurse. Like, I am too. Like, we could connect with that. So, like, I'll friend her. Or, like, she looks like a person that I would like to hang out with. Like, things like that. Find people that you think will fit into your tribe. And those are the people you want to friend. You don't just want to be randomly friend requesting people, because then there's no point, because you're not going to want to connect with them, if that makes sense. So, but definitely adding people to your social media network every day. And this can be through Instagram too, if you use Instagram. But I don't want anyone to ever get overwhelmed using like 2 social media platforms. If you feel like you need to just stick with one, I would just do Facebook for a little while, get good at that before really like branching out. But, you know, it is simple to follow people on Instagram and direct message them if they're liking your stuff, just the same as Facebook. So that's not like a huge, like a crazy thing to add on, but whatever you feel comfortable with doing. But adding people is super important. And then forming is just basically building relationships. You know, F is like family, like tell me about your family. O is occupation. R is recreation, like hobbies and stuff. And then M is your message. So that is, you know, forming is a way to kind of build relationships with people. But in all honesty, just having a normal conversation as you would with anyone is basically forming with them. So making sure that you're starting conversations with people. And the easiest way to do that is to stay consistent with your social media. Because if you think about it, when you're posting, if you post that you did your workout and you shared like a little story about, you know, how that made you feel really good or something, and people start liking and commenting on it, you can message that person and say, hey girl, thanks for the love on my post. Like that, your support means a lot to me. You know, were you interested in learning about what I'm doing? If not, like totally fine. Still just wanted to say thanks for the love or something like that. So you can kind of like that's a great way to start talking to people who like your posts, no matter what it is. Reach out to them and say, hey, thanks for the like, what are you up to? Or you know what I mean? Like, because it's not like you're messaging them completely out of the blue, which you can still do, of course, but it just kind of makes it easier. If you're consistent with your social media posting, people are liking and commenting on it. Those are the people that I would recommend reaching out to first, because you have an easy in. You're talking about, you know, thanks for the like, thanks for the love, whatever, getting the conversation going. Number 3 is inviting and follow up. So basically, hang on, what does this say? Oh, right. So I loved this. So he said, you can be great at sharing your story, posting your sweaty selfies, you know, sharing on social media, doing all of that stuff. But if you aren't doing number 2 and number 3, if you aren't finding, informing, and inviting and following up with people, then you will not be successful in this business. You have to do all 5 of these, but you can't just do number 1 and expect to be successful, which kind of was like a dagger in the heart for me, because I'm really good at posting and sharing stuff on social media, but forming, like sending people messages and inviting, scares me. So I, for a very long time, have been holding myself back from doing that. Not recently, because, oh crap, I can't even show this to you. I literally wrote #Don'tBeABitch, hit send, and I have it on my computer right here, and it legit helps. So do that. So I've been messaging people a lot more lately, and I'm finally getting to the point where I just don't care, because it's not hurting to ask. It's not going to hurt them. It's not going to hurt me. It's just an invitation to, and like, have them in my group and to have fun and to be healthy. So I don't care anymore. But anyway, you can be as good as you can at sharing and posting on social media, but if you're not doing these other things, then you won't be successful. So that's that. And as far as inviting goes, like I said, I have a ton of script ideas that I'll be sharing with you guys. So no worries on there. But number 4. So number 4 is giving an amazing experience. And this is by far the best thing that we could possibly do as coaches. And it's also, he pointed out that this is the thing that makes it so Beachbody stands out from all the other network marketing companies, because no other company has the opportunity to give an experience like we do. Like, we have the opportunity to help someone change their health, which will change their life, like makeup, skincare, wraps, like all those other things don't have the ability to change someone's life the way that our stuff does. So if you are inviting people into your groups, and if you give them an amazing experience, an experience that's going to keep them motivated, keep them doing their workouts, keep them drinking their shakes, keep them changing their habits for the better, and like add personal development tips in your groups, if you get them to change their lives the way you will, not only do you have an amazing opportunity to invite those people to join you, because when you have an experience like that, like, it's hard not to want to be a part of this. Not everybody will, but more often than not, you'll get better coaches out of giving that amazing experience. But even if they don't join you, you gave them an amazing experience. You helped them change their health and change their life. And there's nothing better than that. And if anything, they are going to start referring people to you, because you gave them an amazing experience, and they're going to feel that, they're going to see that, and they're people, you know, not everyone's going to want to join you, but if they say no, you can ask them, well, hey, if you ever see anyone that wants help, like, please let them know they can reach out to me. Like, you can get so many good referrals from that. And nothing replaces an amazing experience when it comes to changing your health and your life like this. And then number 5 is introducing to the coaching opportunities. So we have to be inviting and introducing people to this coaching opportunity. And the best way to do that is to be really good at numbers 1 through 4. So this is why, like, I love this. It just simplifies everything. Like, get good at these 5 skills and you're going to master it. You're going to be so good. And it's not going to be easy, but you're going to get there. And based off of the numbers that you give for each of these categories, this is why I want to know what they are, because I want to help you build on the ones that you might be low in so that you can get yourself higher. Like, this is kind of what I think I want to create our like trainings around too, is like really focusing in hard on these 5 things, because that is what's going to bring you success. So let's see. All right, so there's actually, oh gosh, there's a lot more. So, and it's late, so I'm not going to keep going into this, but I did, I'll just quickly say how Pat also uses this hashtag 5, oh my God, I almost just said breast. 5 best friends. Sorry guys, I'm tired. 5 best friends every month. So he looks for 5 people to be best friends with, to invite with him, to connect with the challenge pack, like a program, the shakes, to get them in a group and to give them an amazing experience. So he commits to at least 5 best friends. And I kind of like that, because it kind of makes it fun. Like, I want to be best friends with you. I want to know about you. I want to hear about your life. Let me into your life. Tell me how you're doing. What are you struggling with? Let's help you out. Let's get you in this group. We'll figure it out. We're going to get you to a better place. Like, let's work together this month and see where we can be at the end of it. Stuff like that. Like, and it kind of makes you want to be more interested in that person when you look at it that way. And if you connect 5 people to a challenge pack, that's Success Club 10. So it's like you're taking the pressure off of hitting a number that's meaningless, and you're putting it onto, I want to meet 5 people that I'm going to change, and I'm going to change their lives, and we're going to become really good friends. I'm going to give them an amazing experience, and then I'm going to invite them to join me. And if they join me, great. If they don't join me, great. But I still gave them that experience. Like, that just, I don't know, that just kind of makes it like more exciting and more fun to me. So I just wanted to share those things with you guys. I love those things. Let me just quickly read these. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so Madison shares how she has a girl that she follows on Instagram who posts cool things and then ends her post with a DM me for recipe details. So that's actually a really great idea for a couple of reasons. Number one, hopefully that's a call to action. So hopefully people are direct messaging her to get the recipe. But something I learned was, if you initiate a lot of, so you know how Facebook can put you in jail? If you, like, wait, what? Not, so if you like friend request too many people, like if you one day were like, I'm going to friend request like 50 to 100 people, and I honestly don't know how many people it is until Facebook puts you in jail, but you eventually, Facebook will say, whoa, are you like spamming? Like what's happening? What are you doing? Like, we're going to put you in jail for like a couple days. And when that happens, you can't post, I think. I don't even know. I've never been in jail on Facebook, so I'm a little bit afraid of it, but I don't know the full details. But there are certain activities that if you're blast friend requesting people, Facebook, like a red flag on Facebook goes up, and they'll, and they will put you in jail, which is kind of funny. But same thing with Instagram. But I think Instagram is a little bit more strict than Facebook. So if you're the one who's direct messaging other people, like you're the one who's starting the conversation, if you hit a certain amount of direct messages, Instagram will put you in Instagram jail, in which case you can't like post or message people, which is harder because on Instagram, all you have to do is post a picture. So you were like limited and you can't do anything. But by her saying direct message me, if the other person messages you, it's not going to do that to you. Like if you message them back, you're less likely to, or I don't even think you would go into jail if you have like a ton of people who messaged you first. But if you're the one who's direct messaging like a ton of people, and I'm pretty sure it's a lot of people, so it probably wouldn't happen to any of us, but just to keep in mind, that's a great thing to do though, because that will hopefully prompt people to message you first. But even if they don't, for people who are liking your stuff, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram, you can send the same quick message. Hey girl, thanks for the love. Your support really means a lot to me. Like, how have you been? Or if it's a fitness post, say, are you interested in learning what I'm doing at home? Like, what are your thoughts on at-home workouts or something? Maybe not that, actually. That's not a good question. Don't ask that. Because their thoughts might not be good ones. Sorry. I'm not making any sense anymore. But anyway, yeah, that's a really good idea, though. And same thing with your Facebook posts. Like, do a call to action like that. Like, message me or comment below. Like, give them an action to do. Like, tag someone who you think needs to hear this, or like this if you agree, or like, you know, little things like that. Or comment below if you, I don't know, but you know what I mean? Like, call to action to get someone to take an action on your post or to message you is a great thing to do. And I think that's all I got. Does anyone have like a question or anything to add? Limit is 5,000. Wow. Okay. I would never do 5,000. Okay. That's good to know. Well, thank you for that information. I would have like, I was afraid that it was like 20 or 30. I'm like, oh my God, should I? Because the other day, like, I've been like kind of a crazy person. I've been messaging everybody. And I'm like, I hope I don't go to jail. But I haven't yet, so we're good. Okay. Any questions or anything either? No? Okay. Well, I will let you guys go. Thank you so much for hopping on. It was so nice, as always, to see your faces, and I hope you have an awesome rest of your week. Bye.